guys, what's going on down there in Trinidad and Tobago? Welcome to the program today. I understand that the group Trendy Aragua is causing mayhem in Trinidad and Tobago. I understand that the Venezuelans are running the tongue red at crime in Trinidad and Tobago. There is yes and there is no for that. You'll have to let me know if you're from Trinidad and Tobago. But I've often said that once you have migrants coming in, and most of the time, many of them who come in are not really coming in to have an honest living. Like in any other country in the world, you saw what happened in North America. You see what is happening with the crime rate in the Caribbean. Generally, many of them are coming with this not too good intention when they come into a country. And so you have those who are legitimate, who really running from persecution, who still like to have a better life. But I understand that the Venezuelans in Trinidad are causing real havoc when it comes to crime. Some are saying it's not true. They're just teaming up with those in Trinidad. But if you look, went through the Trinidad Express, I saw they saying that the gang Tren de Aragua, which was designated a foreign terrorist organization by the United States in February, along with several other drug cartels, has had a presence in Trinidad for the past 3 years. And this according to data and detailed analysis of Venezuela's 2024 drug trafficking activities released by the Transparency Venezuela. Information has been validated by several law enforcement sources who spoke with the Sunday Express. In an online update on its website on April 1st, Transparency Venezuela summarized the activities of what they termed a mega gang that developed within the Toron prison in Venezuela in 2015. So that's where it started. It stated that Tren de Aragua operates in countries where most Venezuelan migrants have arrived, such as Colombia, Peru, Chile, Panama, Bolivia, Brazil, Trinidad and Tobago, as well as the United States and Mexico. And they're setting off alarm bells in countries such as Canada and even Spain, where since 2022, there have been indications of possible money laundering by criminal organizations on its territory, according to a Trillion investigators. And they're saying that a former national security official was being transferred to another specialized sector to monitor crime in the country, informed the Sunday Express that he has been aware of their existence in Trinidad since 2022. So I understand that in the east-west corridor that he's saying, there are pockets, in central, south, and the east-west corridor. And we have information that there is a main cell operating in certain area in central, name of the location called, said the official. So it appears that the gang is in Trinidad and really cemented themselves and doing very well in terms of crime, which is horrible for the Trinidadian population. But you can leave your comments in the section below. Let me know if they're really operating big or if it's just that they're teaming up with those in Trinidad who have a penchant for crime. And then they're saying Venezuelan criminal gangs are participating in serious crime in Trinidad and Tobago, and competition, collaboration with local gangs in a UN report published in September last year, titled "Caribbean Gangs, Drugs, Firearms, and Gangs." It's networks in Jamaica, St. Lucia, Guyana, and Trinidad and Tobago. There are fears that they could be just getting into different places where people don't want them. There are people fearful that they could come to St. Vincent and start operating. Others are saying they've already been operating in these countries. That's what people are saying. The report listed the types of crimes engaged by the Venezuelan criminals, like extortion, human trafficking, smuggling of illegal drugs and guns. It is said TNT had a thriving drug trade, serving as a major transit point for cocaine and cannabis. Also saying that Trinidad was well regarded by organized crime networks owing to its location just 11 kilometers from Venezuela and its position outside the hurricane belt, which allows for year-round trafficking of drugs. So that plays a part, they're saying. And they were talking about what's more, strong cultural ties in southern Trinidad. They're saying Venezuela have ensured that the coastal regions, including places like Cedros, Ruga, are sites of extensive trafficking of drugs, guns, and migrants. So what's really going on in Trinidad, guys? You're going to have to let me know what's really taking place in Trinidad and Tobago. And if the gangs are really, as they say, these reports say, there's an abstract from ResearchGate that says Trinidad and Tobago have been subjected to rising crime over the last decade, and there's no concern that increased migration from Venezuela will add to this trend, leaving the host government less equipped to deal with the rising phenomena. The 2019 amnesty granted by the government to undocumented Venezuelan migrants has increased concerns relating to the socio-economic and security impact of this migration flow. This has subsequently been transmuted to rising anti-Venezuelan sentiment in the country. That is what the article is saying there. But you're gonna have to let me know if you're from Trinidad. Have you seen an uptick with the Venezuelans causing more problems for Trinidadians? Let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you what your thoughts on this is. All right.